Well, Gaffer, it hardly seems like 12 months ago since we were sat here conducting your first interview. How quickly has it gone?
In some respects, it's flown by, but certainly there's been a lot of work gone on in that time. I think that's probably why it's flown by, and we've been very busy. I'm very focused. I like doing my homework. I think that people will see that I'm a driven person. I think that players need to be happy. But there's no good having players that are not happy and losing games. When we start winning games, we start getting clean sheets, first and foremost. We need to get clean sheets to enable us to get victories. And once we start doing that, then you'll see me smiling a lot more. But I'm very focused, and I'm looking forward to this challenge.
How do you like your sides to play? Obviously to win, but...
Fast attacking football. We may play counter-attack football. We may change formations to win games. I need the squad to understand that them changes will be made to win matches and for purposeful, especially away from home. We need to impose different aspects into the game. But first and foremost, we must know that the first thing we need is respect the point we have. Don't give it away, and then we build from there.
You've had to make a lot of changes in your first year as manager. You've signed 34 players and shown the door to 32. When you first arrived here, did you anticipate the scale of the changes to be that large?
I think when I first came here, the most important thing was making the impact that we needed. We were, virtually in a relegation mode, and we had to stabilise the club on and off the pitch. But the progress we made initially was certainly always going to blanket out, because there were players there that were out of contract. I think we had 21 players out of contract, so it was inevitable that changes were going to be made.
No doubt the supporters will welcome your appointment. What's your message to them on this momentous day?
Well, I'm delighted that I've come to a club that's got fantastic support, and I'm sure they've been buoyed on. Supporters will love you, and they will get behind you as long as you're giving 100%. That's what they will get from me. They will get that from my players. They will get that from my staff. There will be no stone unturned. We will work tirelessly to find out about our opposition, do our homework. We'll do our homework on our players. We need that professional element inside the football club, and I believe that they'll see that from us. Results are always important, and you'll never see me happy when we've not got 3 points. The point, I respect it, but we've got to gear up for winning matches.
David, thanks for your time. Congratulations. Very best of luck.
Thank you.
You made a flying start, 4 wins out of the first 5.
The players, it was down to the players really. It was emphatic, wasn't it? We needed certainly to address that balance where we were fighting a battle that was going to be a tough one if we didn't get that accumulation of points. But once we were safe, I think we could relax a little bit and play a different type and brand of football that we like to entertain.
There were some positive signs early on, weren't there? Especially when you broke a new record. Here at Field Mill, your side kept 6 consecutive clean sheets, like I say, a new club record, and that was soon followed by Scott Garner winning the Player of the Month award. So they were encouraging early statistics, weren't they?
Well, I think it was last season was a successful season for me, and really, down at my previous club, we were certainly in a very good position. But come here, I had to make sure that we played counter-attack football. That was the way we had to be. We had to be very tight, and those clean sheets were a highlight of that. And really, the impact the players made was impressive, and I was delighted that we could make sure, first and foremost, we got this club in a safe and stable position.
When you set out then, 12 months ago, on your journey as Mansfield manager, what was the first thing that you knew you had to do?
It'd be wrong to suggest that anything other, because obviously different managers have different styles, but my thing was professionalism. Certainly, I think the fitness levels was something that I had to change dramatically very quickly. That was gained a little bit because we had a couple of games called off, and there was a little break, so the players could understand then the type of mentality that I expect, and I felt that was the most emphatic part of that was really the boys buying into the professional standards that I expect and I still maintain now.
Did that help you, that little break?
It did, because I could wheel and deal very quickly. I remember sitting on the phone perhaps nearly all day, the whole day, and really it was a case of trying to get the right impression, and I felt we made that.
If there is an opportunity that I can get players at the right price, and I say that in a positive way, is that the board so far have been magnificent. I've got, I can only thank them enough, because we needed to make changes. We were in relegation zone. Trust me. There's no way we would have gone forward with the staff we had. But on the initial meeting with Mr. Perry and the board, they recognised that, because you know why? They're fans, and hold on, they want what's best as well. So we are all singing from the right hymn sheet. I'm glad that they've put the faith in me to do that, and I will bring better players to this football club than what we've had before. We don't want journeymen. We don't want people that are not committed. We don't want people with the heart the size of a pea. We need desire, aggression, discipline, and we need commitment, and that's everything that I'm about. So I won't bring that type of personality, and I certainly won't bring players in here that are after a quick buck. Forget it. I'm with you. When I come to a club, I buy into it straight away. I'm not here just to make up the numbers and just for another job. I didn't do that at my last club. I didn't do it at Gretna, and I want you to believe that I'm here for you as well. I know that I'll get the flack if it doesn't go right. I know that, but that's the job you take. But what I am wary of is that the undercurrent sometimes of instability. But what we have to believe in right now is that the new people, the new chairman, the new board, everybody behind the club, including myself and all my staff, especially two of them because they live around the corner here, is that we believe in this football club. And the supporters have been magnificent so far. The support, home and away, there's been no negativity, and that's what we've got to. This season's now about is progression. Progression, how far we can finish up the top of the league. We'll do our best, we're fighting for it. There will be changes made, of course there will be, because we can't continue in the form that we were in.
Let's move on to players now. Who would you say was your best signing to date?
I think I've been quite lucky, really. All the players that we brought in here have made an impression. Some more than others, but I think if you look at the initial 2 or 3 that we brought in here, Alan Marriott stands out a country mile, because he's a very, very good goalkeeper, a family man, and certainly been in the game long enough, and I felt that to get Alan on board that quickly was the right thing to do. We needed that stability in between the posts, and he's been impressive ever since.
So categorically, Marriott, you'd say, was your best signing?
Yeah, but what I say about the other signings, you bring in young players here, and I constantly look at younger players in reserve games and at other clubs. Is that young Garner has done well for me. He's a good player, young prospect, still learning the game, still got a lot to do. But if he wants it, he can go to the higher levels because he attributes. If he focuses on his weaknesses and he continues to learn about the game, he'll go to a high level, I believe. Briscoe can be as good as anybody. Frustratingly, he can have days where it doesn't gel, and that's life. But that's wingers for you. But Louis done great, and I'm pleased with him. But I think you look at Rob Duffy. No one wanted to touch Duffers, and you get the right brand of personality out of the boy. He's been a success coming here. Carl Perry, I think, has probably been our leading contender for one of the, at the moment. If I was judging the Player of the Year award right now, I'd be looking at Pez and Mazza, and they've made very big impressions constantly, not just infrequently. Ryan Williams, another great signing for us. Willow brought him back to his hometown. A gentleman and certainly a very good footballer. They're players that, young Hotchkiss. I'd love to be in the bracket to have a Hotchkiss here full time. Boy's got a great future in the game if he continues to work hard. So there's been, players all through the squad that I've been delighted with. Some have made bigger impressions than others.